Welcome everybody, this is Alan with Daily Armor of God. How are you doing today? Hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for joining me. This is my Finishing the Bible 1 Year project. We are on day 73. Day 73, and we are in the book of Joshua. And Joshua 12, 13, 14. So, we had just finished Joshua 14. In Joshua 11, they were wiping out all these ites, the people like Canaanites and all these other people with ites in their name. So, yeah, let's continue on. Joshua 12, verse 1. Now these are the kings of the land which the children of Israel smote and possessed their land on the other side Jordan toward the rising of the sun, from the river Arnon unto Mount Hermon, and all the plain on the east. Sihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelt in Heshbon and ruled from Armour, which is upon the bank of the river Arnon, and from the middle of the river, and from half Gilead, even unto the river Jabbok, which is the border of the children of Ammon. And from the plain of the sea of Chinneroth on the east, and unto the sea of the plain, even the salt sea on the east, the way to Beth Jesimoth, from the south under Ashdoth Pisgah, and the coast of Og king of Bashan, which was the remnant of the giants that dwelt in Ashtaroth and at Edrei, and reigned in Mount Hermon, and in Salcath, and in all Bashan unto the border of the Geshurites and the Maacathites, and half Gilead, the border of Sihon king of the Heshbon. Them did Moshe, the servant of Jehovah, and the children of Israel smite, and Moshe, the servant of Jehovah, gave it for possession unto the Reubenites and the Gadites, and half of the tribe of Manasseh. And these are the kings of the country which Joshua and the children of Israel smote on this side Jordan, on the west from Baal-Gad in the valley of Lebanon, even unto Mount Halak, that goeth up to Seir, which Joshua gave unto the tribe of Israel for possession according to their divisions. In the mountains and in the valleys, in the plains, and in the springs, and in the wilderness, and in the south country, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, Pezerites, the Hivites, the Jebusites, the king of Jericho, 1, the king of Ai, which is beside Bethel, 1, the king of Jerusalem, 1, the king of Hebron, 1, the king of Jarmuth, 1, the king of Lachish, 1, the king of Eglon, 1, the king of Gezer, 1, the king of Debir, 1, the king of Geder, 1, the king of Hormah, 1, the king of Arad, 1, the king of Libnah, 1, the king of Adullam, 1, the king of Makkedah, 1, the king of Bethel, 1, the king of Tappuah, 1, the king of Hepher, 1, the king of Aphek, 1, the king of Lasharon, 1, the king of Madon, 1, the king of Hazor, 1, the king of Shimron Meron, 1, the king of Aksaph, 1, the king of Tanakh, 1, the king of Megiddo, 1, the king of Kadesh, 1, the king of Jokneam of Carmel, 1, the king of Dor and the coast of Dor, 1, the king of the nations of Gilgal, 1, the king of Tirzah, 1, and all the kings 30 and 1. Man, there's so many kingdoms and sects and tribes and areas and kingdoms. It's crazy how many there was. Alright. Canaan divided among the tribes. Now Joshua was old and stricken in years. And Jehovah said to him, Thou art old and stricken in years, and there remaineth yet very much land to be possessed. This is the land that yet remaineth, all the borders of the Philistines, and all Geshuri, from Sihor, which is before Egypt, even unto the borders of Ekron northward, which is counted to the Canaanite, 5 lords of the Philistines, the Gazathites, the Ashdothites, the Eshkelonites, the Gittites, and the Ekronites, also the Abites. So many ites, jeez. From the south, all the land of the Canaanites, and Merah that is beside the Sidonians, unto Aphek, to the borders of the Amorites. The lands of the Gibeonites, and all Lebanon toward the sun rising, from Bagad unto Mount Hermon unto entering into Hamath. All the inhabitants of the hill country from Lebanon unto Misrephoth Maim, and all the Sidonians with them will I drive out from before the children of Israel. Only divide thou it by lot unto the Israelites for inheritance, as I have commanded thee. Now therefore divide this land for an inheritance unto the 9 tribes, and the half tribe of Manasseh, with whom the Reubenites and the Gadites have received their inheritance, which Moshe gave them beyond Jordan eastward, even as Moshe, the servant of Jehovah, gave them. From Armour that is upon the bank of the river Arnon, and that in the city that is in the midst of the river, and the plain of Medeba unto Dibon. Okay, all this stuff makes no sense to me because I don't know where stuff's at geologically. Anyway, Joshua 13:10. And all the cities of Sihon, king of the Amorites, which reigned in Heshbon, unto the border of the children of Ammon, and Gilead, and the border of the Geshurites and Maacathites, and all of Mount Hermon, and the Bashan unto Salcah, and all the king of Og and Bashan, which reigned in Ashtaroth and Edrei, who remained of the remnant of the giants. For these did Moshe smite and cast them out. Nevertheless, the children of Israel expelled not the Geshurites nor the Maacathites, but the Geshurites and Maacathites dwell among the Israelites until this day. Why didn't they expel them? I forget. Only unto the tribe of Levi he gave none inheritance. The sacrifices of Jehovah Elohim of Israel made by fire are their inheritance, as he said unto them. And Moshe gave unto the tribe of the children of Reuben inheritance according to their families. And their coast was from Armour, that is on the bank of the river Arnon, and the city that is in the midst of the river, and all the plain of Medeba. Heshbon and all her cities that are in the plain, Dibon and Bamothbal and Beth-Balmeon. Why is there so many balls? I don't like that. Isn't Baal supposed to be a demon or something? I don't like that. All these balls. And Jazahah and Kedemoth and Mephath and Kirjathaim and Sibmah and Zahareh, the Shahar in the mount of the valley, and Beth Peor and Ashdoth Pisgah and Beth Jeshimoth, and all the cities of the plain, and all the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, which reigned in the Heshbon, whom Moses smote, with the princes of Midian, Evi, and Rechem, and Zur, and Hur, and Reba, which were dukes of Sihon, dwelling in the country. Here we go again with Balaam, also the son of Beor, the soothsayer, did the children of Israel slay with the sword. Among them were slain by them. And the border of the children of Reuben was Jordan, and the border thereof. This was the inheritance of the children of Reuben after their families, the cities and the villages thereof. And Moshe gave inheritance unto the tribe of Gad, even unto the children of Gad according to their families. And their coast was Jazer, and the cities of Gilead, and half the land of the children of Ammon unto Armour, that is before Rabbah. And from Heshbon unto Rath-Mizpeh and Betonim, and from Mahanaim unto the border of Debir. And in the valley of Beth-Aram, and Beth-Nimrah, and Succoth, and Zaphon, and the rest of the kingdom of Sihon, king of Heshbon, Jordan in his border, even to the edge of the sea, Chinnereth, on the side Jordan eastward. This is the inheritance of the children of Gad after their families, the cities and their villages. And Moshe gave inheritance unto half the tribe of Manasseh, and this was the possession of half the tribe of the children of Manasseh by their families. And their coast was from Mahanaim, all Bashan, king of Og of Bashan, and all the towns of Jair, which are in Bashan, 80 cities, and half Gilead, and Ashtaroth, and Edrei, cities of the kingdom of Og and Bashan, were pertaining unto the children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, even to one half of the children of Machir by their families. These are the countries which Moshe did distribute for inheritance in the plains of Moab, on the other side Jordan by Jericho eastward. But unto the tribe of Levi Moses gave not any inheritance, but Jehovah Elohim of Israel was their inheritance, as he said unto them. Okay. Joshua 14, Caleb's request. And these are the countries which the children of Israel inherited in the land of Canaan, which Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel distributed for inheritance to them. By lot was their inheritance, as Jehovah commanded by the hand of Moshe, for the 9 tribes and for the half-tribe. For Moshe had given the inheritance of 2 tribes and half-tribe on the other side of Jordan, but unto the Levi he gave none inheritance among them. For the children of Joseph were 2 tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim. Therefore they gave no part unto the Levi in the land, save cities to dwell in, with their suburbs for their cattle and for their substance. As Jehovah commanded Moshe, so did the children of Israel did, and they divided the land. Then the children of Judah came unto Joshua in Gilgal, and Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite said unto them, Thou knowest the thing that Jehovah said unto Moshe, the man of Elohim, concerning me and thee in Kadesh Barnea. 40 years old was I when Moshe the servant of Jehovah sent me from Kadesh Barnea to espy out the land, and I brought him word again as it was in mine heart. Nevertheless my brethren that went up with me made their heart of the people melt, but I wholly followed Jehovah my Elohim. And Moshe swore on that day, saying, Surely the land whereon thy feet had trodden shall be thine inheritance and thy children's forever, because thou hast wholly followed Jehovah my Elohim. And now behold, Jehovah hath kept me alive, as he said, these 45 years, ever since Jehovah spake this word unto Moshe, while the children of Israel wandered in the wilderness. And now, lo, I am this day 85 years old. As yet I am strong this day as I was in the day that Moshe sent me, as my strength was then, even so my strength now, for war both to go out and to come in. Now therefore give me this mountain, wherefore therefore Jehovah spake in that day, for thou heardest in the day how the Anakims were there, and that the cities were great and fenced. And if so be Jehovah will be with me, then I shall be able to drive them out, as Jehovah said. And Joshua blessed him and gave unto Caleb the son of Jephunneh Hebron for inheritance. Hebron therefore became the inheritance of Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite unto this day, because that he wholly followed Jehovah Elohim of Israel. The name of Hebron was Kirjath which Arba was a great man among the Anakims. The land had rest from war. Joshua 15. This was the lots of the tribe of the children of Judah by their families. Even to the border of Edom, and the wilderness is in southward was the uttermost part of the south coast. And their south border was from the shore of the salt sea, from the bay that looketh southward. And it went out to the south side to Malech Krebim, and passed along to Zin, and ascended up on the south side unto Kadesh Barnea, and passed along to Hezron, and went up to Adar, and fetched a compass to Arka. From thence it passed toward Asmon, and went out unto the river of Egypt. The goings out of that coast were at the sea. This shall be your south coast. And the east border was the salt sea, even unto the end of Jordan. And their border in the north quarter was from the bay of the sea at the uttermost part of Jordan. And the border went up to Beth Hoglah, and passed along by the north of Beth Arabah. And the border went up to the stone of Bohan, the son of Reuben. And the border went up toward Debir, from the valley of Achor, so northward, looking toward Gilgal, that is before going up to Adumim, which is on the south side of the river. And the border passed toward the waters of Enshmesh, and the goings out thereof were at Enrogel. And the border went up by the valley of the son of Hinnom unto the south side of Jebusite, the same is Jerusalem. And the border went up to the top of the mountain that lieth before the valley of Hinnom westward, which is at the end of the valley of the giants northward. At their border was drawn from the top of the hill unto the fountain of the water of Nephtoah, and went out the cities of Mount Ephron. And the border was drawn to Bala, which is Kirjath Jearim. The border compassed from Bala westward into Mount Seir, and passed along into the side of Mount Jearim, which is Chesalon on the north side, and went down to Betheshmesh, and passed on to Timah. And the border went out unto the side of Ekron northward, and the border was drawn to Sikron, and passed along to Mount Bala, and went out unto Jabneel. And the goings out of the border were at the sea. And the west border was to the great sea, and the coast thereof. This is the coast of the children of Judah round about according to their families. And to Caleb the son of Jephunneh he gave part of the children of Judah according to the commandment of Jehovah to Joshua, even the city of Arba to the father of Anak, which is the city Hebron. And Caleb drove thence the 3 sons of Anak, Sheshai, Ahiman, Talmai, the children of Anak. And he went up thence to the inhabitants of Debir, and the name of Debir was Kirjath Sepher. And Caleb said that he smiteth Kirjath Sepher, and taketh it to him, while I give Achsah my daughter to wife. And Othniel the son of Kenaz, the brother of Caleb, took it, and he gave him Achsah his daughter to wife. And it came to pass that she came unto him, that she moved him to ask of her father a field, and she lighted off her ass. And Caleb said to her, What wouldst thou? Who answered, Give me a blessing, for thou hast given me a southland, give me also springs of water. And he gave her the upper springs and the nether springs. This is the inheritance of the children of Judah according unto their families. And the uttermost cities of the tribe of the children of Judah toward the coast of Edom southward were Kabzeel, and Eder, and Jagur, and Kina, and Dimina, and Adaha, and Kadesh, and Hazor Ithnan, Ziph, and Talim, and Baalath, and Hazor Hadath, Keroth, and Hezron, which is Hazor, Amam, and Shema, and Moladah, and Hazgirdah, and Heshmon, and Beth Palet, and oh my gosh, all these names. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing wrong. Hazashul, Beersheba, Bizjoth, Bala, Nim, Azem, Eliolad, and Shesil, and Hormah, and Ziklag, and Madmana, Sansahana, and Laboath, Shehim, and Ain, and Rimmon. All the cities are 29 with their villages in the valley. Eshtol, oh my goodness, and Zorah, and Ashna, and Zanoah, and Ganim, Tapua, and Anam. Oh, this is rough. Jarmuth, and Adulam, Sokoth, and Zekah, Shiriam, and Adathaim, and Gedera, and Gederothaim, 14 cities with their village. Zena, and Hadash, Migdalgad, Delin, Mizpeth, and Joktheel, Lakash, and Bozkath, Eglon, and Kabon, and Laman, Mam, and Kithlish, Gederoth, Beth Dagon, Nama, and Makeda, 16 cities with their villages. Libnah, and Ether, and Ashan, and Jip, and Ashna, and Nezib, and Keilah, and Akzib, and Marashah, 9 cities and their villages. Ekron with her towns and villages, from Ekron even unto the sea, all that lay near Ashdod with their villages, Ashdod with her towns and her villages, Gaza with her towns and her villages, unto the river of Egypt, and the great sea, the border thereof, and in the mountains Shamir, and Jatir, and Shokah, and Dana, and Kirjath Sana, which is Debir, and Anab, and Eshtemoth, and Amnim, and Goshen, and Holon, and Gilo, 11 cities with their villages, Arab, and Duma, Eshin, and Danum, Beth Tuba, and Apeka, and Humta, and Kirjathaba, which is Hebron, and Zero, 9 cities with their village, Maum, Carmel, and Zippah, Juta, and Jezir, and Jokdeam, and Zanoah, Cain, Gibe, and Timma, 10 cities with their villages, Halul, Bethzur, and Gedor, and Marath, and Bethnoth, and Ektila, 6 cities with their villages, Kirjabal, which is Kirjajearim, and Rabbah, 2 cities with their villages, and the wilderness, Betharba, Midden, and Sakah, and Nibshan, the city of salt, and Engedi, 6 cities with their villages. As for the Jebusites, the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the children of Judah could not drive them out. What? The Jebusites, the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the children of Judah could not drive them out, but the Jebusites dwell with the children of Judah at Jerusalem unto this day. Okay? Jebusites live in Jerusalem, apparently. Okay, oh my goodness, that was pretty rough. Wow, I don't know why there's 4 chapters today when this last chapter was so long. Oh my goodness. Anyway, here's the daily promise for today. Ye are brought with a price. Be not ye the servants of men. 1 Corinthians 7:23. And here's the reflection, and I quote, we belong to Christ. We are his most precious possession. He loved us so much that he paid the ultimate price to buy us back from the hand of death. When we recognize this love, it should make us desire to serve him more. You are bought with a price. Be not ye the servants of men. Anyway, guys, just gonna close in prayer. Dear Yehovah, our Elohim, thank you for this day. Thank you that we're able to read your word, and I pray that we can draw closer to you. Please draw closer to us. Please continue to be with us, and thank you again for everything you've done for us and everything you will do for us. In your precious holy name, our Yehovah, our Elohim. Amen, amen, and amen. So thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Hope you have a good evening, morning, night, wherever you're at, and hope to see you next time. TTFN, ta-ta for now. Take care, God bless, and put God first in everything you do. See you later.